I really love spaghetti bolognese, but I'm in shock. Italians don't eat spaghetti bolognese at all. This is what they eat instead. I will tell you the whole story, I promise. It started with my Italian brother-in-law, Luca.
Ciao!
He once made me spaghetti bolognese and it was unlike any other spaghetti I ever had before. The meat was so delicate and the flavors were so intense that I had to do my own research and figure out how this spaghetti bolognese actually works. Guess what I found? Spaghetti bolognese, are you sitting down for this? Spaghetti bolognese is actually not Italian. You see, spaghetti bolognese is actually an adaptation of a ragu alla bolognese. Let's do a quick history lesson. In the 18th century, the French brought the art of slow cooking meat to the northern Italian region. Along with the word ragu. In 1891, the recipe for ragu alla bolognese was first documented by the Italian gastronome Pellegrino Artusi. In the early 20th century, millions of Italians immigrated to the US, UK, Canada, Australia and beyond. And outside Italy, dried spaghetti was cheap, easy to store and widely available. And that's why the rest of the world started calling it spaghetti bolognese. And that is why it is all a lie. But before you go into full panic mode, there's more. Officially in history. Tractor, big one, riding up manure. It's not really a tractor, it's more like a manure machine, injecting. Sometimes I feel that Italians are a little bit intense about their food and the rules. But now I'm super glad they are because I've got this. Yes, the official recipe. Accademia Italiana della Cucina, fondata di origini vergiani nel... And this is the updated version of the real ragu alla bolognese. So it's the real thing. That's basically, it's the real thing. I got it. I printed it out. Of course, I'm just sharing it with you. You can find this online, you can Google it, but I'm also going to put it down below in the video description. So you can just easily find a real official recipe and how to do it. Everything's here. Yes, we're going to make it. Official, not spaghetti bolognese, but ragu alla bolognese. The first thing that we need to discuss, of course, is the meat. You see, it's very, very specific, this recipe, and so is the meat. Now, ragu is a meat sauce. It's not a tomato sauce. So the main ingredient of meat sauces, of course, is meat. In the official documents, there's a note here that says traditionally in Bologna, they use hanger steak or skirt steak. And that's why I've got this skirt steak. Look at that. What a beauty. This is the inside skirt steak. Now we're going to use that for minced meat. It hurts my heart too that we're using this for minced meat. But it's the official traditional way to make a bolognese. The next meat is pancetta. Pancetta in Italy is a name that they use for pork belly. This is not the cured pancetta. This is just the regular pork belly. And basically the document says that you can use pancetta, but it's traditionally fresh and it has to be mixed beef and pork, about 60% beef. And it's actually allowed to use cured pancetta in this recipe, but I'm not going to because it's not the original way to do it. Look at the color of the minced meat, it's so beautiful. I'm actually going to grind it twice so we get a good mixture of pork and beef. The next step is to, in a non-stick casserole, melt the ground beef and the chopped pancetta with olive oil. So, hey, we're in the Napoleon outdoor kitchen, so let's just fire it up. I'm gonna raise up the grill grate so we don't have that intense heat of the infrared burner. While the meat's browning, I'm gonna chop my vegetables. Unacceptable variance. And one of the items is garlic, rosemary. There's no garlic in it. Like, I never knew. I always put garlic in my tomato sauce. Lots of things to learn here. No garlic. Using a chef's knife or a chopping knife, chop onion, celery, carrot. Do not use a food processor. So we're going to need 60 grams of chopped onions. Thank you, Erwin, for the onions. He's our veggie delivery guy. I'm going to need the same amount of celery stalks chopped up and the same amount of carrots. And what you then have is a soffritto. Basically the same amount of onions, celery and carrots. Once the meat is lightly brown, I'm going to add a tablespoon of concentrated tomato paste. I'm going to fry it for about 2 minutes so it sweetens. And then I'm going to add the Soffritto to the pan. First I'm going to let it cook together with the meat slowly. And once the onions start turning glazy and they're cooked, I'm going to turn up the heat by lowering the pan on my Napoleon side burner. And I'm going to stir fry the vegetables and the meat for about 5 minutes. Time to deglaze the pan with half a cup or 1 glass. I'm choosing red wine. There we go. And this is the best part for me, deglazing all that beautiful stuff that sits at the bottom, getting all of that in the beautiful sauce. Now I'm also going to add 200 grams of pulped tomatoes. And I know you want to add more, but you can't add more. It's not a tomato sauce, it is a meat sauce. It's a ragu. Hold on, I'm not reading this right. It says to add light meat or vegetable broth, or, hold on, come on. This can be right. Accademia, Italiana, della Cucina says to add stock cubes. You know what's in the stock cubes? It's basically a block of MSG. It's not stock. Oh boy. I'm just gonna stick to my homemade beef broth. I think it's just way better. You see, I made this beef broth out of smoked and roasted bones. Loads of vegetables and then let it simmer for 24 hours, and it's basically the best ingredient ever. Cover for 2 hours and let it simmer. Or 3, depending on the preference and the type of meat. For you and me, we can talk about pasta. You see, my brother-in-law is real Italian. I don't think you can be a little bit of Italian. If you're Italian, you're Italian. Trust me.
By the way, I would suggest you to do the tagliatelle ragu instead of spaghetti, because normally it goes with the tagliatelle.
In the Netherlands we have fresh made pasta, but you really have to go to one of these Italian small shops that make their own pasta to get the good ones. But if you buy it in the supermarket, don't buy the fresh one. So I went to the supermarket and I selected the right pasta. It has to be tagliatelle, as instructed, and halfway through the cook we need to add milk. Now lots of people talk in their recipes about reducing and how it boils down and you need to add water. But basically, if you have that, most of the time you're boiling, because you shouldn't be losing that much moisture. And what I do is to make sure that I'm simmering and not boiling, is that I'm checking the temperature and actually need to be between 85 and 95 degrees Celsius. And therefore I'm using my chef's temp thermometer to dial in the temperatures of the fluids in my pan. That's how you prevent too much reduction during the cook. Now this needs another hour. I'm just gonna let it go. Wow, ragu alla Bolognese. Look at that. Now it is really a meat sauce. It is basically so soft and most of the moisture has been evaporated, and that's the goal. You want this sauce to be a sauce, not a soup. But it looks so good, so delicious. If you push it, it just kind of basically melts. I'm gonna shut off the fire of the Napoleon side burner because we got some seasoning to do. Add a little bit of salt, then taste it and keep adding salt until you have an amazing flavor boost. Keeping in mind that once you mix it all together with the pasta, it has to taste good. And it has to have enough impact flavor-wise. It's probably gonna require a little bit more salt than you think. Quick taste test. Ooh, it's amazing. I'm super happy. I'm super pumped about this. Let's get this off the fire and cook up some water and make some delicious pasta. I'm gonna bring the pasta water to a boil and then add the tagliatelle. Make it thicker and turn into a real sauce. I'm gonna drain the pasta water, leave the pasta in the pan, add ragu to the pasta, and then mix it up and let it sit for about 5 minutes with the lid on. This is the reason why Italians cook their pasta al dente. The last bit of cooking is done with the pasta sauce, and then the pasta is actually done. No Italian eats al dente pasta. They just cook it until it's al dente and finish it off with the sauce. I think maybe Italians are going to be proud of me. Maybe they'll even adopt me so I can become like a backup citizen to Italy. Or not. This looks absolutely amazing, and just the way my brother-in-law Luca makes it. Oh man, I'm so happy with this. Let's see how it tastes. Oh, forget about everything else. Forget about spaghetti bolognese because ragu alla Bolognese. That's it. This is where the money's at. Just wow. Wow.
And if you want to make Italians very happy, I can give you a tip. If you make pasta with lots of ragu on top, then you eat the pasta, the whole dish is empty. What we do as Italian, with the ragu left in the dish, we take a piece of bread, nice bread, and then polish the dish with the bread. This is called Scarpetta.
I got you. Hold on, but can that be a French bread, a baguette? Do you mind? And of course, some Parmesan cheese. Is it on the list? Luca, one more question. If everything is done, I have the ragu, I have everything on the plate. Can I add Parmesan cheese?
Actually, yes, Parmesan cheese, but it must be Parmigiano-Reggiano, not the Parmesan.
I have Parmigiano-Reggiano.
Or the Grana Padano, that's also good.
But which one is better?
Well, Parmigiano-Reggiano is the best.
Yeah, Parmesan cheese. Well, not Parmesan cheese, Parmigiano-Reggiano. I'm glad we got that recipe. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave us a big thumbs up in the comment down below. A big thanks to Napoleon for sponsoring this video, making it all possible, and see you guys in the next video. Cheers. Unbelievable. So good.